Alright, so today I have a kind of a, I guess, a newer video. My first normal game is Orianna, just to kind of test her out. So I'm playing with two of my roommates, Squishy and Town. Town is Kennen, he's going to be our mid. Squishy's playing Kog'Maw. We're laning together at, I believe, bottom. Poppy and Pantheon end up laning together. I think Poppy ended up going AP this game, and then of course Pantheon, standard damage against a Morgana, a Mundo, a Fiddles, a Sivir, and a Twisted Fate. I remember our lane, I believe, was just Mundo, and I forget who his lane mate was. But anyway, this match kind of devolved a little bit, and you get to see some interesting stuff. But so I should probably talk about Orianna and how she works. So, if you haven't seen the Champion Spotlight, she's basically a long-range support character. She feels a little bit like Lux, though she has some slight differences. She's got good range. Her auto attacks also do a little bit of magic damage in addition, and she stacks those up to 3 stacks on the same target. So if you can keep hitting the same target with auto attacks, you're going to keep doing a little bit more damage to them. Let's see, her Q is command attack. You send the ball she's holding out to attack something. Basically, you pick where it's going to go into a skill shot, and the ball travels there. And then, let's see, her W is command dissonance. It's a really cool move for its utility. It emits an aura around the ball, like a nice circle, that does damage when it first is emitted, and then it speed boosts allies and reduces the speed of enemies for a short period of time. And that can be really, really useful since it originates on wherever the ball is. So you'll get to see some really nice dissonance plays in this game. I think that's one of her best moves in her set. She also has command protect. It's her E. Basically, she puts the ball on someone, an ally, or herself, of course. Allied champion or herself. And it gives them a small shield as well as increased armor and magic resist for as long as it stays on them. Oh, and also it does damage things as it passes through them, kind of like command attack to an extent. And then her ult, kind of a funky move. It basically is kind of like Gragas's ult, except instead of flinging things away outward, it sucks them in and sort of flings them towards the center. And this can be really, really useful, and also can be really, really tough, since obviously, like Gragas, the aim of it's pretty difficult. So because I'm going support, I kind of end up picking a lot of support items up to give her a lot more utility. I run Ignite Flash. I don't spec the Ignite, but I do spec the Flash. Flash on support like this that's got good range, but doesn't really have any way to defend herself when things actually close the gap, or when her cooldowns aren't ridiculously low. They're pretty low at base, but basically in emergency it's really good to have the Flash, and then the Ignite is just really good to put on someone. Let's see. So yeah, our Poppy was kind of complaining about the fact that we didn't have a tank, because they picked Poppy and then never mentioned to us that they weren't going to tank. So, of course, all of us decided, okay, that's fine. So you notice I don't really pick a skill yet, because we didn't really know how aggressive our opponents were going to be. Oh, right, it was TF in our lane as well. So I went with command attack. It's a good ability when you have a lane partner. It allows you to do stuff like that, where you can grant slight sight to people. Here you see me just kind of auto-attacking. I adjust command attack to hit the TF. The reason I start with the regrowth pendant and the health potion is kind of to give myself a bit of survivability, and I also build it into a Philosopher's Stone. So here we just see TF. We have no idea where the Mundo is. We call him missing. Basically, we're able to keep the TF completely out of experience gain. I think Orianna's a little bit overpowered with her vision setup. I mean, she can basically see anything at the start of a game. She can check bushes really easy with command attack and get sight. So in a side lane, that can be really invaluable if you know, the opposing team wants to try and jump you in the beginning. I should explain how the ball works in terms of leaving it idle. So when the ball is away from you as Orianna, a little arrow pops up, that little arrow there, and that's the light determines the distance. So if it's the color, sorry, if it's green, yellow, or red when it's at its really, really far distances. If you get too far out of range, it'll snap back to you. So you can do stuff in this, like what I'm doing here is I'm kind of just leaving it there, parking it so that if they do decide to step close, they'll get hit. So you see me kind of just readjust the position. It eventually snaps back because I have to because I stepped too far away. So it's handy to always realize your range from it. Otherwise, you can end up in situations where it snaps back before you want it to. The other thing I should mention is that the path the ball travels is always the fastest or shortest distance between the ball's original position and the endpoint that you set. So it doesn't originate from you all the time. Obviously, it originates from. Let's say it's here. It'll go to whatever position I want, but it's not gonna. It's just gonna snap across. This is useful when you're trying to aim it. Here you see me speed boost using command dissonance, just to kind of, I don't know, if my roommate wanted to get into a little bit better position, he could have the speed boost. So let's see. So I guess we should talk about the runes I run. So I run Magic Pen Reds, Mana Regen Yellows. In this game I ran AP Blues, AP per level Blues, and also flat AP Quints. Cooldowns aren't such a huge hassle for her because she can throw command attack pretty often. The one thing I will say that becomes an issue is Mana and Mana Regen. There you see the TF kind of just stand there. The one thing you don't usually want to do against an Orianna is really stand there. It's kind of nice to be fighting a TF because I get to get a feel for my ranges versus someone who's considered pretty long range. There you see me attach the ball to Kog'Maw just to make sure that if they do push aggressive on him, he has the additional armor and magic resist, which he's continuing to have right now. As you can see there, gaining additional defenses. Of course, the active shield has already worn off, but it's kind of handy in the early game to keep it on someone. You know, you can keep it on yourself, but realistically speaking, you probably want to throw it on your damaged so that they have a little bit more defense. Here, TF has kind of disappeared. So we're kind of just putting it on the Mundo right now. The one thing I will say about Orianna that's a bit tough is the fact that because she's a support, but there are a lot of people who are building her high AP to try and be like a really solid mid. She basically can mid a lot like a Lux can mid. She's got really good range. She's got decent damage. Nothing super scary if you know what you're doing. But from videos from other guys and from streams that I've managed to watch in the last like 24 hours, she's pretty solid, but she definitely has, you know, people who she'd be tough to mid against, but I don't think as a mid she's terrible in any real way. But like I said, a lot like Lux in terms of midding potential. You know, decent mid for the ranges, but obviously her ideal role is as a support. Here you see some stuff going on at top. Mid's kind of taking it easy. Let's see, back to what's going on here. So here you see me kind of just walk up, throw a ward down. I don't command attack at this point. I probably should have to check the bush just in case, but since I saw the two there and everyone else seemed to be showing, you know, I just decided that it would be unlikely that anyone would come down. It's kind of sad because I'm not doing a super good job of dodging TF's throws, mostly because I'm also trying to watch the ball. That's the one thing that makes her difficult to use is the ball, and the fact that when you're trying to play with her, you have to be cognizant of where you are on the screen as well as where the ball is. But if you can keep track of all those things, it's pretty awesome. So here here Kog'Maw gets pretty low, but he's still able to put it on him a bit. And so you see me drop my ball on him to give him a little bit of armor and magic resist just to make sure that he doesn't get completely killed by them. There you see Pantheon jump in. He dives for the TF. Here's the Mundo. He's dropped. Now, as you see there, I dropped Command Protect on our Kog'Maw just to keep him alive, making sure that, you know, he's safe. Really fast play, but the shield is just enough to keep the Mundo off. And then, of course, when you saw him retreat there, I stood in front of him, kind of getting ready to either Command Protect again or Command Dissonance to speed boost him away. Probably another Command Protect since, to be honest, I don't think the Dissonance would have really helped him get away. But, yeah. Basically, as a support, you do have to be cognizant of what's going on and definitely try to protect people if you can. To be honest, the Pantheon in this game is not terrible, but he makes some bad decisions in terms of target switch. He's not as fast at target focusing as he probably should be for playing a character like Pantheon. But, you know, those are gripes that I have because I play Pantheon a lot. Which reminds me, you know, to have a look at, I guess, my other videos if you want to see some Pantheon play. So, like I said, Command Attack, really great for the bush check. It doesn't grant sight the full time, we notice. It's kind of an interesting